Welcome everyone, it's great to have you here today. My name is Peter and I'll be your host for the next 20 minutes. I can already see that you're ready. Go ahead and type in the chat where you're joining from and whether you're excited for what's coming today. Because I can tell you right now, what we're about to discuss is going to impress a lot of you. We're talking about an extremely exciting project with fascinating founders and a level of potential that will truly blow your mind. Today I'm going to show you exactly what kind of product will be launched globally over the next few months, who the visionary minds behind it are, why this project has enormous potential, and how you can already benefit from it today. So let's not waste any time and jump straight into it. I've prepared a presentation for you and I highly recommend staying focused because this is an opportunity you do not want to miss. What is today all about? Today we are talking about U.Center, a place, an ecosystem, a platform specifically designed for you. And over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why. So make sure you stay with us until the very end. Before we begin, let's quickly go through the standard disclaimer. All information provided, including figures, projections, tokenization models, and related topics, is intended solely for informational and discussion purposes. Nothing presented in this presentation should be considered legal, regulatory, financial, or investment advice. Please do your own research and always make your decisions independently and responsibly. All right. With that being said, let's get started. The most important question of all. Do you truly have control over your finances? Because that is the key question we want to focus on today. Banks today have become slow, bureaucratic, and technologically outdated. In many areas, they're already 5 to 10 years behind modern innovation. Global payments are expensive and inefficient, and the biggest problem of all is this: users do not truly own their money. Why? Because ultimately the bank decides. The bank decides whether your account gets frozen. The bank decides whether you are allowed to transfer money. The bank decides whether you receive a loan. And the bank decides whether you have access to your own wealth. And anyone who has tried to move larger amounts of money recently knows exactly what I'm talking about. The moment you want to deposit or withdraw 10,000 euros, you suddenly receive a complete catalogue of questions, and the trend is clearly moving toward even stricter control in the future. If you follow the political developments within the financial sector, discussions are already taking place about requiring proof and documentation for transactions as low as 2,000 euros. There is another very important point to consider. Traditional banks are afraid of new technologies, and as a result, millions of people are being left behind. What do I mean by that? Right now, we are witnessing a massive digitalization of assets. Real estate, stocks, precious metals, commodities. Everything is becoming tokenized, everything is being digitized and moved onto the blockchain. Major institutions like BlackRock and Vanguard are already leading the way. That is where the world is heading, whether we like it or not. And who gets left behind? The average person. Because these technologies are often never made truly accessible to ordinary people. So let me ask you once again, do you really have control over your finances? Because the financial system has not evolved at the same pace as technology, banks have become slow, bureaucratic, and inefficient. Global payments are expensive and outdated. Users do not truly own their assets. And new technologies are passing by the majority of people completely unnoticed. The uncomfortable truth: banking has evolved into a gigantic industry, but the people have been left behind. Of course, this works perfectly for institutions like Citibank, HSBC, Deutsche Bank, Goldman Sachs, and all the other financial giants. But for the people who actually made these banks successful in the first place, this system is no longer built for modern times. The era of traditional banking is slowly coming to an end. The digitalization and globalization of money are advancing rapidly. Today, nobody truly needs the traditional bank advisor anymore. And companies like Revolut, Chime, and Wise have already proven that modern banking can work perfectly without traditional banks. And that is exactly why I want to introduce you to UTOPIA today. What is UTOPIA? UTOPIA is an intelligent global banking system built for the digital future. A tailor-made ecosystem where you remain in full control of your money and your assets. No outdated structures, no hidden complexity, no unnecessary limitations. an intelligent banking system designed for a global, digital, and freedom-oriented future. UTOPIA consists of Ubank, global account management and multi-currency banking solutions, UPay, international payments and seamless cross-border money transfers, U-Earn, rewards, loyalty programs, and ambassador programs, and we'll go into much more detail about that later on. This entire ecosystem is designed to save both time and money. We can send and receive money worldwide. We can open accounts within seconds. The system already operates in more than 150 countries, and our goal is simple. Both your 70-year-old grandmother and your 18-year-old daughter should be able to use this system with ease. That is our vision. The connection between fiat and crypto. In addition, UTOPIA connects the traditional financial world with cryptocurrencies. We offer seamless conversions from fiat to crypto and from crypto back to fiat. We can perform worldwide money transfers in real time. And now we come to the most important point of all. We have true ownership of our assets. Why? Because UTOPIA is connected to decentralized wallets. That means no bank can freeze your money, no authority controls your assets, and nobody questions how you use your wealth. You are in control. And you probably know the saying, not your keys, not your money. That is exactly what this is all about. In addition, we are integrating an artificial intelligence called Topi AI, and this is extremely exciting because today, many people don't even truly know where their money is going. Topi AI not only helps you analyze and organize your finances, it also optimizes your financial decisions. For example, if you want to send 1,000 euros to a friend, Topi AI can automatically analyze your assets and determine the most efficient combination for you. Maybe a portion from Bitcoin, maybe some Ethereum, maybe other assets. The goal is always the same, maximum efficiency for you, and this is only the beginning. Who is behind UTOPIA? Now we come to another extremely important point, the team behind UTOPIA. Because these are not anonymous internet founders. Behind this project are real heavyweights with powerful backgrounds and global connections. Leading the way is Emmanuel Quezada. He comes from the family behind the ATS Group, a consulting company with more than 25 years of experience in compliance and regulatory services in Mexico. This group works with major international corporations and helps ensure that companies operate within proper regulatory frameworks. Emmanuel founded UTOPIA on October 16, 2021, and was also recognized in the Forbes 30 Under 30 list. And his political influence is equally remarkable. His cousin served as president of Mexico, and his brother is currently running in the upcoming presidential elections. This means that the project has access to networks and connections that very few startups in the world possess. On the other side, we have Kyle Kemper, the half-brother of former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Kyle Kemper is a passionate Bitcoin and blockchain advocate and has been deeply involved in the industry since 2013. He is the executive director of the Canadian Blockchain Association and an advisor to Kraken. This combination of politics, compliance, blockchain expertise, and global networks is incredibly powerful, and that is exactly why UTOPIA has the potential to be rolled out on a global scale. Why now? The answer is very simple. Money is global. Bank accounts are not. We have already witnessed several revolutions within the financial industry. Wise revolutionized international transfers. Revolut revolutionized digital banking. MetaMask revolutionized ownership through decentralized wallets. But none of these companies combine everything into one complete ecosystem. UTOPIA does. Today, people expect worldwide payments, direct access to crypto, full control over their assets, intelligent financial systems, and one single account for everything. And that is exactly what UTOPIA delivers. Your money. Your move. If there is one thing you remember from this presentation, let it be this. UTOPIA means your money, your decision. UTOPIA is revolutionizing banking by integrating tokenized share ownership directly into the ecosystem. This means users do not simply become customers, they can become shareholders and part owners of the ecosystem itself. And the best part is this. We are building this ecosystem together with the community, not with banking giants, not with outdated structures, but with a global, community-driven financial system. the shareholder program. Now we come to one of the most exciting parts of this entire presentation, the shareholder program, and this includes true ownership of your assets, and the company never has access to your money, early access to the entire ecosystem, the UTOPIA membership and access to exclusive features, tokenized preferred shares, revenue sharing and lifetime dividends. And this is where things become truly interesting. Because the uncomfortable truth is this: most people miss the biggest opportunities of their lives. Why? Because nobody ever told them that they could invest early in companies like Wise, Revolut, Chime, or Nubank. These opportunities were never presented to ordinary people, and because of that, most people never had the chance to benefit from them. The reality of early investments. Let's take a look at this for a moment. Chime is now valued at around $9 billion. Someone who had invested $1,000 during the early stages would today own approximately $1,250,000 worth of equity. Wise is valued at around $15 billion today. An early investment of $1,000 would have grown to approximately $1,700,000. Nubank is now valued at more than $70 billion. An early investment of $1,000 would today be worth approximately $5 million. And what about Revolut? An early investment of $1,000 would today be worth approximately $7,500,000. Is that a guarantee? Of course not. But it clearly shows the kind of potential early investments can have in companies that go on to transform entire industries. The future is tokenization. Right now, the markets are undergoing a complete digital transformation. Tokenized shares enable 24/7 trading, blockchain-based ownership rights, fast transactions, and global accessibility. This is the next era of the global financial system. BlackRock, Vanguard, the largest financial institutions in the world are already moving in this direction. Everyone is moving in this direction, and that is exactly why a market with exponential growth is emerging right now. We are talking about trillion-dollar markets, and UTOPIA is positioning itself directly within this space. How can you benefit from this? Naturally, the next question is, how can you make money with this opportunity? And the answer is actually very simple. We offer different participation packages, starting from as little as $100. Right now, we are still in an early seed phase. This means that the number of available preferred shares is still relatively high, but these shares are limited, and that is exactly why the principle also applies here. The early bird catches the worm. It is very possible that within just a few months, significantly fewer shares will be included in each package. Let's take another look at Revolut. In its early stages, Revolut was valued at only around $6.7 million. Today, the company is valued at approximately $75 billion. What does that mean? An investment of just $100 back then would today be worth approximately $750,000. An investment of $500 would today be worth approximately $3,750,000. An investment of $1,000 would today be worth approximately $7,500,000. Am I saying that UTOPIA will also reach a valuation of $75 billion? No, that would be irresponsible. Nobody owns a crystal ball, but with the founders behind this project, the political network, the compliance infrastructure, the exponential growth of tokenization, and the fact that UTOPIA combines the advantages of Revolut, Wise, and MetaMask, we are definitely talking about a project with billion-dollar potential. In addition, U.Center also offers a referral program with 4 simple, but very lucrative, bonus structures. Going through all of them right now would go beyond the scope of this presentation, so instead, I would like to show you just one example, the so-called share match bonus. And this is where things become really interesting, because through the share match bonus, you can secure many additional tokenized shares. On the first referral level, you receive 1% matching. On the second level, you already receive 3%. And on the third level, you receive as much as 6%. This means if you share U.Center by UTOPIA using your personal referral link, you can build an additional, and potentially very large, portfolio of tokenized shares. And what these additional shares could mean in the long term, I already demonstrated earlier using the examples of Revolut, Wise, Nubank, and Chime. And the beautiful part is this: even people with smaller budgets have the opportunity to build strong positions through this system. And that is exactly how a global movement begins. Guys, the truth is this: real wealth is rarely created through hard work alone. Most multimillionaires became wealthy because they invested early in the right companies. That is the reality. And this is exactly the kind of opportunity you have here and today. Maybe this is one of those defining moments in your life. A turning point. A moment that determines whether your future moves in one direction or another. Because one day you will either thank yourself for taking action or regret that you didn't. The most important question: what happens to your life if we achieve only 10% of the valuation that Revolut reached? That would mean $100 could become approximately $75,000. $1,000 could become approximately $750,000. And remember, that would be at only 10% of Revolut's valuation. So the real question is, would that change your life? Would you have more freedom, more time, more security, more opportunities for your family? Would it bring you closer to your dreams? Because that is what this is really about. And believe me, there are only a few truly defining moments in life. Moments that determine whether someone builds wealth or remains average. So, my advice to all of you is this: take a closer look at this. Do your research. And if you recognize the potential, take action. Because the future will be digital. The future will be tokenized. And the future will be decentralized. And Utopia is positioning itself exactly there. We have the technology, we have the compliance infrastructure, we have the networks, we have political connections, and we have the experts. And you have the opportunity to benefit from all of it. If you want to become part of this movement, then get back to the person who invited you to this webinar. And if you would like to learn more about how you can build your financial future together with Utopia, we will be hosting additional webinars over the coming days. There, we will show you exactly how you can secure additional preferred shares, how you can position yourself early, and how you can potentially benefit from this development long term, because maybe this is your ticket to freedom. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you for being here with us today.